Hi, I'm Melissa, your free range psychic. Today is June 5th, 2022, and my guides wanted me to do a reading today on the congressmen who have been subpoenaed, the five. They are Jim Jordan of Ohio, Kevin McCarthy, House Minority Leader from California, Andy Biggs of Arizona, Mo Brooks of Alabama, and Scott Perry of Pennsylvania. And just getting a sense of where we are, it seemed like the day after almost those subpoenas were handed down, there was a shooting in Buffalo, and then just many more Uvalde. And then there's been so many, right? Boom, 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 one after the other. So our attention seems to have shifted away from this, but they want to bring our attention back to it because it's so important. And as I said or speculated, I should say, in the last video, they may all be connected. That the insurrectionists, the people who want to bring down our democracy, Putin and Trump and Steve Bannon and Michael Flynn and all the usual suspects are still active and using social media potentially to use stochastic terrorism, which I explained in the last video, which is you plant the seed, you plant the idea. You may not know exactly when it's going to happen, but you're setting off all these different landmines through social media and the dark web, these groups that are fomenting these ideas and encouraging them, and possibly we may find out that they're actually financially supported. And in this kind of underground way, maybe via cryptocurrency or something like that. It may be all one, just to give you a perspective, or my perspective of it. So possibly these mass shootings are really to deflect our attention away from this. And so it's just one perspective. It's not the only perspective, but it's the perspective that I'm getting and what I'm getting from my guides. So the deck I'm using is the Ciro Marchetti Gilded Tarot, and then we're going to have an oracle card reading from the Sufi Wisdom Oracle deck by Rassouli, and then a musical interlude at the end. I always say this at the end, but I guess I'll say it at the beginning. I am available for personal readings, and you can find my information below in the description box or at the end of the musical interlude. Okay, the card that represents this whole thing is justice. So this is a January 6th committee bringing these insurrectionists into justice. I want to say alleged insurrectionists, but I think by now I don't know where the alleged really fits in because there is so much proof. But this is what's going on now. This is the televised. These are going to be televised. These investigations, we're going to see it with our own eyes. The proof, what the committee has been able to unearth. Above, these are the five congressmen, each being resistant, wanting to delay as much as possible, and that's why the subpoenas ended up happening. They were asked to give evidence, and then they refused, and they're taking this defensive posture to delay things, to obstruct justice. In the past, this is what it's all about, the Tower and the Five of Swords. This is the attempt to overthrow our government and stop the peaceful transference of power, and not just by the insurrection, but by many other plans that they tried to set into action, including sending those false electors and possibly, how the projection thing works is they're calling the election a big lie and accusing the Democrats of rigging it. There's probably been it would make sense if you view how these things are working out for the Republicans, maybe big time rigging or attempt of rigging the election by the Republicans, and also the move of those particular new appointees right at the end of the presidency. Do you remember? Including the attempt to get Jeff Clark in as the DOJ, and there was a whole slew of things that were being set into place so that once the plot had succeeded, everything was going to be, or they were going to attempt to lock everything in place so it was now something that was unassailable. So you have all your allies in place and people in positions of power, Supreme Court included, right? And then you hunker down and that's your stance then, and Trump is still president, and now we have moved from a democracy to a dictatorship. All of this stuff they were trying to put into place. Thank goodness they weren't smart enough to be able to really do it successfully. It was such a botched job. That's why I called the video "The Coup That Couldn't Shoot Straight." There was an old movie called "The Gang That Couldn't Shoot Straight," so that's where that came from. Below this is the Ten of Pentacles, and this is the proof. This is the investigation the January 6th committee has done, and this has unearthed all of this evidence, these text messages, these emails, conversations, people who have flipped. There's video, there's everything here. There's a ton of evidence here. Ten of Pentacles. In the future, justice. So this is actual televised trials that we, the people, are able to see and pass down judgment along with the Congress investigatory committee. This is coming. Get your popcorn. And lots of it. The clarifying card is the Sun. This is the illumination, and added to it is the Eight of Swords. So all of this light being shined on the crimes and alleged crimes of these congressmen. And this is then, and I did ask, I said only these 5, and they said no, everybody. So the outcome card is, this is just the beginning. These 5, there's going to be justice raining down on everybody involved in this insurrection attempt. And that also includes Trump, Taylor Greene, Boebert, Flynn, Bannon. Everybody's involved here. And they said that according to this card anyway, and related to the congressmen that I had mentioned, and the others actually that will be coming out, and believe me, they have the meats. They have the evidence for whoever they're going to call to testify. This is life-altering and career-ending. What happens, the consequences of this. I can't necessarily say who's going to go to jail, though I believe some people will, or sent to prison. But this is just big time. Big time consequences are coming. It's serious. It's not just something that they can blow off. This is really serious, a criminal judgment here. Whatever that is, and we'll see what that is. But that is my reading And my guides just wanted us to keep our eye on the ball because a lot of things are connected, even though they seem really random. But the most important thing is taking care of this so it never happens again. So that is my reading on the January 6th committee and their current subpoenas. I am going to now give us a card that the guides picked for us. And this one is Limitation is Power. Lean into your limitations. This is what the guides are asking us to do, or whoever this resonates with. So it always starts with a poem, these interpretations. This one is from Rumi. Don't look for water, become thirsty. Necessity develops organs of perception. O man, increase your necessity so that you may increase your perception. Do you have a great idea that you have placed on the back burner just because you thought it required resources out of your reach? Well, the great mystic Rumi is talking to you. He wants you to realize that the flaring fire of inspiration is mostly sparked through limitation. Necessity provides incentive, which is the mother of all inventions. It only takes love and extended faith to make it happen. The Oracle is guiding you to embrace your new ideas creatively, to capitalize on them through your innovative capability. View them as opportunities rather than problems, and you will marvel at the brilliance which can evolve from limitation. Limitation is the fertile ground in which the seeds of creativity spread and grow. Challenges, when approached positively, become helpful in getting creative juices flowing. Remember, dear one, to make ready or be ready to adapt. Be flexible, prepare to bend and make shifts as it becomes necessary. When unexpected things happen, do not see them as obstacles to your creativity. Respond with imagination and a new way of thinking about them and looking at them. That becomes part of the creation itself. Improvise with the conditions and create with what you are given. The more you become aware of this process, the more you can affect what happens. So the mantra is, I am determined to lean into what seems to be limitation and allow it to create a shift in the way I perceive the experience. I realize my limitations will allow me greater freedom of spirit and soul, which is a precious gift of divine grace. Lean into your limitations. Okay, you guys, I hope all of you are well, and I wish you all love and joy and happiness. I will be back next week. You take care. Love you all. Okay? Bye-bye.